Our question concerns political leaders and their countries. Political leaders and their countries, Richard.
Yes, on each board we're going to show you the names of 6 people who were presidents or prime ministers of their country at the end of 2011. If you give us a nice obscure answer, you score fewer points. Give us a wrong answer, though, as always, that's 100 points. By country, we mean a member of the UN that's a sovereign state.
Thanks very much, Richard. So we are looking for the countries of which these people are the political leaders. And we have got President Jacob Zuma, President Dmitry Medvedev, Prime Minister Faustin Archange Touadera, President Nicolas Sarkozy, Prime Minister Donald Tusk, President Dilma Rousseff. I'll read those all one more time. President Jacob Zuma, President Dmitry Medvedev, Prime Minister Faustin Archange Touadera, President Nicolas Sarkozy, Prime Minister Donald Tusk, and President Dilma Rousseff. So there are our 6 political leaders. You need to supply the name of the countries. And obviously you're looking for the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. David, what's that board look like to you?
There's a couple of obvious ones. So it's whether to take a risk or go for a more obvious one. But I think I'll just go for Jacob Zuma with South Africa.
Jacob Zuma, you are saying South Africa. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Zuma, South Africa. Yep, that's right. Very well done, 16. That's a great score, David. Richard.
Well played, David. President since 2009. He's been married 5 times, he's got 20 children. He's currently got 3 wives. Beat that, David Cameron.
Jenny, is this good for you?
I only recognise one from there, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with President Nicolas Sarkozy and say France.
Nicolas Sarkozy, France, you are saying. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Sarkozy, France. It's right. 75. 75.
Big score, isn't it? Yeah, France. Just the one wife for him.
Now then, Lorraine. Remember, we are looking for the countries that had these leaders at the start of 2012.
Well, I was thinking of guessing this Dmitry guy. He either sounds Greek or Russian. And then there's Prime Minister Donald Tusk. And I think I'm going to have a punt at him and say Canadian.
Donald Tusk. You are saying Canadian for Donald Tusk. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer.
Sorry.
Bad luck, Lorraine. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Richard will tell us why.
Full marks to anybody at home who got this. 2 points. He's the Prime Minister of Poland. Poland.
Donald. Are there many Poles called Donald?
There are quite a lot of connections between Poland and Scotland. Bonnie Prince Charlie's mother was half Polish, for example. A lot of Scots in Poland, so there are a lot of Gallic and Gaelic names over there.
Interesting.
So, but very well done if you got that, because there's no clue in the name at all. Dmitry Medvedev is the president of Russia, would have scored you 40 points. Dilma Rousseff, another of the world's biggest countries, president of Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah, would have scored 4. Now, Prime Minister Faustin Archange Touadera, do you know that?
It's African.
Yeah.
For fun.
If in doubt.
Central African Republic.
Prime Minister of the Central African Republic.
Pointless.
Yeah, there you go. Pointless favourite. Very well done if you guessed that at home.
Thanks very much, Richard. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores. 16, David, as it turns out, the best score of the pass. Then up to 75, where we find Jenny and Alan. Then up to 100, where Lorraine and Faith are currently residing. However, Faith, you get first pick of the next board. So find a really nice low-scoring answer if you possibly can, and hope it's enough to keep you in the game. Best of luck. We're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, let's reveal our next board of political leaders, and here they are. President Hu Jintao, Prime Minister Mark Rutte, Prime Minister Julia Gillard, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, President Barack Obama, and Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda. I'll read them all one more time. President Hu Jintao, Prime Minister Mark Rutte, Prime Minister Julia Gillard, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, President Barack Obama, and Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda. Now remember, we are looking for the countries of which these people are the political leaders. And obviously you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now then, Faith, you are the high scorers on 100 points. let's have a nice low-scoring answer from you.
I mean, I know a couple on this board, but they are going to be high scoring, so I think it's probably good to avoid them. So I think it sort of sounds a bit like it. I think I'm going to go for Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda and guess Japan.
Japan, you are saying for Yoshihiko Noda at the bottom of the board there. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. There's no red line for you because you are the high scorers, obviously. Yoshihiko Noda is right. 31. 31, not a bad score at all, Faith. Takes your total up to 131. Richard?
Yes, been Prime Minister since September 2011.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now then, Alan and Jenny, the high scorers are Faith and Lorraine on 131. If you can hit 55 or less, through you go to the head-to-head.
Well, there's a couple I know and a couple I think I know. But given the score that we need to get, I'm going to have to say Julia Gillard, Australia.
Julia Gillard, Australia, says Alan. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. There is your red line. Below that red line, you're in the head-to-head. Julia Gillard. Well done, Alan. You are through. 32. Perfect. Exactly what you needed. Takes your total up to 107. Richard.
The Alan magic continues. The first female Prime Minister of Australia, born in Barry in Wales.
Indeed. So then, Simon, the good news is you're through whatever happens. Even if you score 100 points, you won't overtake Lorraine and Faith. I wonder if you can fill in all those gaps on the board for us.
No.
Really?
Is a short answer. Obama is obviously the USA. Hu Jintao sounds like China, and the Sheikh Hasina sounds Arabic, but I don't know any more than that. I will guess at Hu Jintao for China.
Hu Jintao, China. You're saying no red line, obviously, because you are already through. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Hu Jintao, China. It's right. 26. 26 takes your total up to 42. Richard?
Yes, he's been president since 2003. Let's take a look at the rest of the board. There is a pointless answer up there. President Barack Obama, that's not the pointless answer. He's the United States of America, would have scored you 96 points. Prime Minister Mark Rutte, do you want to have a little guess at
Dutch.
that? He is Dutch, yeah, would have scored you 2 points. And Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, best answer on the board, Bangladesh. She's the daughter of Bangladesh's first ever Prime Minister. Very well done if you got that pointless answer, best answer on the board.
Thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round two, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid, Faith and Lorraine. Not bad. I mean, 31. Noda was that was a bit of a stab in the dark.
Not close.
But it was a very well-informed stab. And Lorraine, that was unlucky. Donald Tusk, who would have known?
Well, there you go. It's just one of those things. We've had a great time anyway, so...
Well, I'm sorry, we haven't given you better questions. I'm afraid that's just the luck of Pointless. But
Yeah.
I'm sure in other circumstances we'd have seen a lot more of you. But thank you very much, Faith and Lorraine. Excellent contestants.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck.
But for the remaining two pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head.